Hey everyone, Bill Huizenga here in, obviously, Washington. Just got done listening to Joe Biden in his second State of the Union address. Had a series of media interviews that were going on. But I wanted to take a moment and do a Facebook Live, and also, before I get into my views and sort of my take on what the president's speech was about tonight, thought I'd introduce you to my guest who I asked to come. Each member of Congress gets one ticket for the gallery, and I asked Andy Dominiani from Channel 3, and here, step this way so we can get the dome in there. Andy is the anchor. Tell them a little bit about what you do at Channel 3 for people that necessarily aren't in on the Kalamazoo media market.
Who may be watching the wrong channel even in our market.
And there, it's always selling, always on message. That's good.
There's only one good channel. Yeah, but I'm the evening anchor, and I also do a lot of political reporting, so I was honored that Bill asked me to come. And Bill is a new, not new to Congress, of course, but new to us in Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, which is the majority of our viewership. So we wanted to let folks know how Bill operates, what makes him tick, what he thinks. So I watched you watch the speech. I watched when you clapped. I watched when you stood up, and you're a gentleman. You were very.
I didn't know I was being watched the whole time like this.
You should have known. Who'd you invite?
Yeah, I guess. Well, C-SPAN's now got roaming cameras too, so it's a little more freewheeling. But yeah. So here's my opportunity to interview the interviewer.
Okay.
All right. So your first State of the Union. Had you seen Joe Biden in person before?
I have seen him before. He's been to Grand Rapids a couple of times when he was not only vice president but also running.
Yeah. So now this is a little different. Obviously, the security, everybody is here, right? Supreme Court justices, the military brass, all the senators. We don't know who. I don't know who the designated survivor was that wasn't here. But
I tried to see
everybody's here.
What cabinet member was
yeah.
because it was surreal, Bill. And,
so what was it like?
You're used to all this, but for me, it was very exciting because all the newsmakers are in one room. Here's, of course, the president, vice president, Speaker McCarthy. Oh, there's Nancy Pelosi down there. Oh, here's Marjorie Taylor Greene, and there's AOC, and they're in a feud. Here's every Supreme Court justice. Here's Pete Buttigieg. Here's the former governor of Michigan, now Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, and they all are just right there, like you're watching TV.
And Bono.
That was weird too. And he didn't mention Bono. President Biden didn't mention him during the speech, but Bono was there. So yeah, I appreciate the invite, and Joe Biden right over here.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Well, and look, this is I know an opportunity for you to get out here and interview other lawmakers and other folks, and you're going to be going live tomorrow. I understand with some other Michigan folks.
We're going to be live from our Sinclair bureau. We've interviewed you, of course, and we also interviewed Hillary Scholten, who's a freshman congresswoman, a Democrat. From the Grand Rapids area. I can't buy Bill, he can't buy me. So, we got to be fair, and we will be fair. And I think you two actually agree on a lot. I think she's someone who will be easy to work with.
Maybe he was tracking how many times she stood up. She stood up a lot more in this speech than I did.
I think so, but she was sitting with John James.
Yeah.
He's a Republican representing Michigan. So she's told me she's going to be reaching across the aisle to you for So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Andy, I'm glad you could come. Glad that worked out. Thank you, Sinclair, for sending him and allowing this to happen and making sure that happened, because I think it is better for everybody to really, and for you all as those that report what's going on, to have more of an understanding and idea, even just sort of the behind the scenes stuff of what we have to go through to physically make all of it happen. And there's a lot of effort that happens from staff at all levels, House, Senate, the administrative staff here at the House, the White House, everybody to pull something like this off.
There's a lot more chaos behind the scenes than I thought. A lot more
like most things in life.
We were running.
Yes, we were running.
You were running.
Yeah, I think this is
your guy Boomer running.
Yeah,
running.
yes. Hi, Boomer.
Lexi running.
So, all right. Well,
thanks.
Thanks, Andy. And so now my reaction to what we saw. So, and if you're seeing any of the local media coverage, and I'm going to be, I think I'm doing 4 radio ads, or not radio ads, but interviews tomorrow morning. Look, we'll see what Joe Biden does. Frankly, he is in a similar situation that President Obama was in when I got elected in 2010. Republican majority comes into the House. President Obama at the time talked about kind of a new start and working together and that kind of thing. And then it didn't really turn out that way. He had pushed ahead too far, too fast in most people's eyes with Obamacare and a number of other things that had gone on. So now the question will be, what does Joe Biden do? Does he actually pivot? Does he actually look for bipartisan solutions on immigration, which is what he had talked about? What does that mean? He talked about a unity agenda, but frankly then went after Republicans erroneously and wrong, saying Republicans wanted to end Social Security and Medicare. And he got a very vocal and frankly uncharacteristic to most State of the Unions, but it was wide and rightfully so, a wide response, very negative and very strong at pushing back on that. And so when he was saying, well, maybe that's now off the table, I hope so. Now, my guess is the DCCC and the political arm isn't going to take it off the table. That's still going to be the line of attack. But the simple fact is, folks, anybody who's watching this, any of those seniors that are in the programs right now and that are in dire need of that safety net, they're going to be protected. That system is going to be there. We have a social and moral obligation to do so. We can't change it on them. Now, me at 54, or my kids, ages 25 down to 16, they're going to have some time to adjust, because guess what? If we don't adjust the program isn't going to survive. And that's not me saying this. These are the folks that actually run the programs, the actuaries, because it's all math. This isn't politics, it's math. And the simple fact is there is going to be significant cuts that are going to automatically be made into these programs in the near future if we don't do something about them and have the courage to have the conversation. So that's got to be on the table as we're having this conversation as a nation. I thought, frankly, the president's overly rosy and optimistic view of the economy just doesn't fit with what most people are feeling in their bones or in their pocketbooks and checkbooks. And when they're trying to put food on the table and fuel in the minivan and a roof over their head, everyone knows that the inflation that has just been running rampant is crushing them. And one study reports that the average family is now spending $10,000 more per year on the basics than they did just 2 years ago. And that's devastating. That's devastating for the middle income families. So we've got to get serious about what's going on with inflation. And a lot of my Democrat colleagues think that the answer is spending. We just got to spend more. And it's the exact opposite of that, because that is just adding inflationary fuel to the fire, and that we can't do that. So we'll have a lot more that we're going to be saying. Tune into the local radio. You can tune in to huizenga.house.gov, sign up for the Huizenga Huddle. We have lots of links and things, and we'll make sure that you're well informed, and appreciate everybody who is on there. And this is the beginning. We'll see over the next 2 years. I should say we're getting ramped up. I'm the new chairman of the oversight subcommittee for financial services. I'm going to have direct input into everything from the Securities and Exchange Commission and what they've been doing, to the accounting standards, to the CFPB, and that has directly ties into car loans and all kinds of other things. So we're going to be digging around on a lot. This administration has not had any, frankly, oversight over the last 2 years, and that's going to be changing. So we're looking forward to that. So stay in touch. We'll talk to you soon.